What's going on, guys? Tony here from the Koalition, and this is my review of X-Men Apocalypse, which is out today. So I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown, no spoilers. So you can watch this, and I'm not gonna spoil a damn thing. Okay, so this is the third movie in the latest trilogy. First one being First Class, then you got Days of Future Past, which set up with this one, Apocalypse. So what did I think? I liked the movie. It was enjoyable for the most part, but I will say it was a little bit lacking. It's hard to explain. Like, you know, even I've been thinking about it, you know, since I finished the movie. I'm like, what is this movie missing? It's just missing a key ingredient, because on paper, this should technically be the best X-Men movie, right? You have Apocalypse, which is probably the most threatening villain that this series has ever had, and you had a real credible threat to the entire planet, right? The movies have never, X-Men movies have always been self-contained for the most part. This one, no, this one was like, okay, the whole world is gonna feel this, right? So you had all this stuff, but at the same time, I don't know, it lacked, you know, I'm not gonna sound like a pretentious asshole, but, you know, it lacks a certain kind of gravitas to it, like some emotional weight, you know, like maybe it could have been solved by having a little bit more character development. I think because we already had these characters developed so much in the last couple movies, they didn't really do too much of that. It was more about the story than it was about the characters. Maybe that's why, but it's still, again, it's still a good movie, but it's not gonna like knock you on your ass the way Days of Future Past, which is still probably the pinnacle X-Men movie, right? So, you know, we had that going on. You know, this is Apocalypse, so obviously you had him recruiting his four horsemen, right, which are some of the new characters. You had Angel, you had Psylocke, you had Storm, and you had Magneto, right? And each of them, they kind of get their part. Obviously, Magneto gets the most shine, you know, because it's Magneto. The other characters, they kind of, you know, get, Storm kind of gets good shine too. Archangel and I was gonna say Olivia Munn, Psylocke, they kind of get minimal shine, you know, with their introductions. I did enjoy Angel's introduction, because they had Metallica's Four Horsemen appropriately playing, right? And it was around the same time too. The movie takes place in 1983. Album came out in 1983, so, you know, Kill 'Em All came out in 1983, so it kind of worked. So, you know, you got to see all those characters be introduced. You also got to see some new X-Men, which are actually old X-Men, just younger. You got Cyclops, you got Jean Grey, you got Nightcrawler. They're all really good. I was really surprised by Jean Grey. I was like, whoa. Like, I know Sansa's a good Sansa. I don't know what her real name is. You know, I call her Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones. I know she's a decent actress, but on Game of Thrones she doesn't really do much. In this movie she did a lot more, and it was kind of interesting hearing her without her accent, right? She's really cool. I'm not gonna give anything away, but she was pretty fun. Cyclops was interesting because he was a little bit cockier than he normally is. Like, Cyclops is not really a cocky guy. He's normally like a really straight-laced, reserved type of dude, you know? Like, even in the comics they explain, like, he acts this way because he always has to be constrained because his powers could destroy everything, right? So it was a little bit refreshing. Although I will say, not to spoil anything, it's like Cyclops has been around for like, what, 40, 50 years, and you don't understand how his power exactly works with the concussive beams. They're not laser plate beams. Anyway, we had Nightcrawler. Come on, this is Nightcrawler. He's always fun, you know. He's the Cut Wagner. You know, he's a lot of fun. There's a lot of little Nightcrawlerisms that he does that people from the comics are gonna appreciate. And then obviously the biggest inclusion in this movie is the big bad himself, Apocalypse. I like what they did with Apocalypse, actually. Like, I know he looked like Ivan Ooze or whatever. You don't get too much of that in the actual movie. They made him bluer, but I still wish they would have made him, like, you know, huge like he is in the comics, right? But here's the thing. He still has that whole thing of, like, you know, survival of the fittest, only stronger survive, you know, I am a god, all that jazz. He still has that going about him. But in this movie, they kind of make him more like a cult leader, where he manipulates you using your emotions. You know, what, especially people who feel they've lost something. He taps into that and uses it for his own gain. And in the comics, it seems more like he doesn't give a shit about that. If you're not powerful, if you're not with him, he'll just destroy you right there and then. He has absolutely no sympathy. I don't know if he has any sympathy in this one, but he like fakes that, you know. It's like, I'm here for you. You know, everything I do you're gonna serve a higher purpose, but I'm ultimately serving you. He comes at it from that perspective, and I thought that was pretty interesting. But at the same time, he's also like, when he enters the room, you're like, oh shit, Apocalypse is about to fuck some shit up right now. He's a really credible, like, threatening villain, and I really enjoyed that. Hopefully they'll bring him back, because I'm like, yo, this dude he's legit, in the last movie, the reason I stopped right there is because, again, I'm trying to just point thing, but you guys are probably expecting a big Quicksilver moment. That was one of the highlights from X-Men Days of Future Past, and you get one here. I'm not gonna give it away, but it's really cool. I think it outdid the last one. I'm like, damn, this is crazy, man. It's Quicksilver, it's nuts, So you'll enjoy that. And what I also liked about this movie was I enjoyed. This may sound a little silly, but guys who like X-Men will understand. I like the X-Men-iness of it all. If you read X-Men comics nowadays, it doesn't feel like X-Men anymore. Like I think there's 3 team books, and none of them give you that feel of X-Men. Where we have Xavier and the team, fighting for the rights of mutants against a world that fears them and stuff. That stuff seems to be pushed to the wayside. Now it's like mutants are going extinct, and humans are taking over. It's like, I want that classic X-Men-ness. So it's just nice seeing a movie where you have, Xavier, Magneto, their philosophies and the students and stuff. I'm like, yes, man, this is X-Men, dude. I love this shit, Oh, we have this, can't forget, stay after the credits. This is the first, I think this is the first X-Men movie that's, like, legit done this, but stay after the credits. They set up possibly the next trilogy in a very cool way. There's this other villain besides Apocalypse that people have been asking for. Where is this guy? Where's this guy? Where's this Mister? Where is this guy? I think they're setting him up in a pretty overt way. Very cool. But yeah, so final thoughts. I like this movie. Go check it out, but I'm not saying run to the theater. You can wait a week or two, but definitely check it out if you're an X-Men fan. And the movie's not gonna top Civil War, which just came out. Check out the review for that, but it miles better than freaking Batman vs Superman, which is trash. So yeah, X-Men Apocalypse, go check it out. It's a cool movie. It's not gonna blow you away. Check your expectations. Don't expect it to be the greatest thing ever, but it's enjoyable nonetheless, and it doesn't do anything to harm comic book movies. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this review. Make sure to hit like, comment, after you've seen the movie, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys around. Thank you once again for watching. I'm Tony from the Koalition. Later.